What's up? This is Ryan.
Hey, and this is Michael Gobble Gobble, motherfuckers. Happy Thanksgiving.
What's up?
Uh,
Nice intro.
so, hey, thanks, man. I just made that up on the fly because I'm freestyling it.
You're freestyling.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since we're freestyle it, fuck it. Let's get right into the topic we want to talk about. No bullshitting tonight.
Yeah,
All
no
right.
bullshitting.
Yeah, the comments are coming out.
The comments are coming.
It fucking sucks. I don't like it. I sound like an old man. I don't like it. I just, God damn it, they're ruining this shit. It's like, why are they doing this? Like they're gonna dump a bunch of moments out there, and it's gonna flood the market. I knew they were gonna do this.
Well, all right. So
this is a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gonna sit here and tell, well, let's unpack this thing and let's.
I mean, let's break it down a little bit. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So. All right, so tomorrow they're going to release team packs. Team packs are going to have 2 moments per pack of these common moments. So a couple things. First of all, commons were meant to be absolutely unlimited, right? So originally it was meant to be that it was a free-for-all and that commons were going to be, you could make as many as you want. Well, they've changed that apparently because commons are now limited to 3,000.
That's a good thing. I mean, that's
a great thing.
That's sensible. Well, that's a sensible thing considering what's going on. I mean, they can't even they've got moments that have 300 that are at $3 and they're not even all out.
And they're at 300 with $3. No.
Yes, the uncommons are 1,500. My bad.
Yeah.
The uncommons are 1,500. They're half distributed and they're at $3.
Yeah. So here's these packs are selling. There's 2 moments in the pack. The pack costs $4, and you have a shot at a legendary.
What is the fucking point of this shit?
I think the point is to give people access to.
They've got access. You can go out there and.
How much can you get a C? All right, tell me how much I can get a CJ Stroud for right now.
Yes, and what you're gonna do right now is you're gonna destroy the value of everything that's got value. So now all those CJ Strouds that are worth $29, $26. See where that shit's at after this.
Yeah, it's going to go down for sure.
You're basically taking a gun and you're shooting yourself in the kneecap and you're like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to bring some values down of the uncommons. It's going to bring
all the values down.
Not all, because they're not doing every team. There's only 10 teams being released tomorrow. Lions, Niners, Seahawks, Jets, Commanders, Packers, Cowboys, Dolphins, and then our 2 bonus teams, the Jaguars and the Texans.
Those are bonus teams?
Those are the bonus teams. They don't play on Thursday or Friday. They're the up-and-coming teams that they're going to release team packs for. So basically, let me tell you what's going to happen. That Texans pack will sell out first. Why? Because there's a legendary CJ Stroud buried in the 500. So they're releasing 500 packs of each team tomorrow.
Okay.
And that's it. So it's not everything. They're not shooting their wad. I think they're doing a decent job of limiting, but to your point, here's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to buy those Texan packs trying to get CJ Stroud. Yep. Whatever the commons are in there, they're going to be on the market for $1 tomorrow. Like they'll be selling for $1 tomorrow, which is pretty much what happens right now with Series 2 commons anyway. I mean, that's a Series 2 common. Dude, people are buying, go look at what happened when people were buying the premium packs.
How many Series 2 moments right now are going for $1? There's like 6.
No, there's more than 6. There's probably about 15 to 20. Well, maybe at this moment, but I would say there are 15 to 20 moments that if you watch, they get listed for $1 when they get listed, or they just don't sell.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
And if they did enough burn challenges, they could actually, if they were smart, they could do one big burn challenge and just 86 all those.
So there's going to be crafting challenges out of these new packs. So there's going to be burn challenges out of this, most likely.
Okay. I don't know. I like this sours me a little bit on all day when they do stuff like this. It's like you can just see them doing this to themselves. And it's like, for what? What do they, I don't know what they have to gain out of this. Right now, we're sitting good. We're sitting good, and they're like, hey, why don't we do something really fucking dumb and make the whole ship sink? Yeah. That would be a good idea.
So, all right. So tell me how the ship's going to sink. I'm curious. Just like, what's the chain reaction that gets generated
The chain reaction that generates is that every single moment you're going to see it go like, it just Like, look at where the values are at right now. I just picked up a Justin Herbert uh, debut rare
Mm-hmm.
for 129, I think it was. Okay.
Right. Yep.
Everything will be affected. Now, maybe not the legendary market, but I think
Mm-hmm.
everything from rares to commons are all just going to go, they're going to sink a little bit lower. Like the Tom
All right.
Brady, a good level to look at is like, where's Tom Brady at? Like, look at the commons, the top commons. Like, there's like a
Mm-hmm.
top 10, 15 of those. Those are going to sink down, except for maybe like a couple. The idea is like, there's like anybody that's got value is just, it's like, what's the point now? They're going to have
Well,
another Justin
okay.
Jefferson. It's like,
There's
they're
not
going
going to be
to,
another Justin Jefferson,
why
but
wouldn't there be?
because there's no Vikings release tomorrow.
Okay, great.
But
There'll be
I
a
hear
commander. There'll be a
let's
commander's release.
yeah. Let's take the Texans. Let's just take C.J. Stroud. There's going to be a $2 C.J. Stroud moment that's going to hit the market tomorrow.
Oh,
So so I agree that his uncommon moment will probably drop in value because you can get this common moment instead of the uncommon. So I agree, the uncommon moment will come down, no question.
right.
But why would Tom Brady's price come down because of these moments?
Because I think just everybody's like, it's just going to take the whole thing down a notch. It's
You're
just
saying just because there's
this
there's so much money in the pool and that this is
yeah,
going to just
this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm
okay,
going to
go
say to
ahead.
those motherfuckers over at All Day. Okay, listen,
Yep.
you got people that sit there and we fucking collect this fucking shit, right? And we put in our money and we do all this, and then
Yeah.
you guys go out there and you do some dumb fucking shit like this, and you
Yeah.
just it's like pissing on the whole product, and it's like, why do we put? It's like I'm getting tired of putting my money in, and then you do dumb shit like this. It's like it's just like I hope I'm wrong. I so hope I'm wrong. But
Yeah.
it's just like, again, you see this stuff. We've been talking about this, and like, oh boy, like they limited to 3,000. It's like they've got 10,000 like moments out there that are just like, they're all over the place. It's like,
Yeah.
again, they don't have the people. So why are you releasing shit? If you need money, release an ultimate. If you're just trying to fuck the product up, then release the common. I don't like, I don't know if they're trying to create some like game. They're trying to like, I think there's some like gamification or something they're trying to do. But again, if you're going to do that, why would you do that so late in the season? Get that shit together at the beginning of the season.
They've said they were going to do it from the get go. They said they were going to release these moments from the get go.
But it's like, it's week 12. It's like these moments are going to go out. It's week 12.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams are going to miss the playoffs, and these are just going to, they're just going to go out there and be. The Commanders is one of the teams you're leading with. Mm-hmm. Why? So they cannot make the play.
Tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, they're taking all the team. They took 8 teams that play tomorrow, and they smartly took 2 playoff teams. I mean, I think the Jaguars and the Texans both look like they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but it's just like,
I mean, I hear your concern, but I guess what I'm saying is it's like like a little bit of me says, like if they were going to release a big dollar pack, that's what really drags down the market. Like, I mean, this is a $4 pack. I mean,
do you think they're going to sell out?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I mean, I hope you're right. I feel like they're going to, if they do sell
$4 packs, these things will sell in a heartbeat. Because here's the other thing too. People are going to buy these to sit on these because they're the first ever team packs. And plus with these legendaries, each team pack has one legendary stuffed in it. So it's like, it's like, especially if those things don't get found right away,
sure,
it's going to like turn into a whole thing. So I'm
just this. I mean, I like very few things have made me mad. This kind of makes me mad.
Yeah.
This kind of like this makes me like second guess the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you, but at the same time, it's like, it's interesting because there's a ton of people who want more packs, right? They want more moments. They want more things. And this just gives you an ability to do that. Like, it's not like, I think what I like about this is that it's like you're buying a moment for $2, meaning the absolute worst thing it does is take its value and cut it in half. Now, I will say that like, again, like the Texans team pack, you're going to get a lot of people who are hunting for that Lego CJ Stroud. And so they're going to get, whoever, Jalen Petrie and their, whoever. But I mean, I don't know who the players that are going to be in these packs are, but it's like, there's some people like, for instance, on the Texans, like Noah Brown, who doesn't have a moment yet. Maybe he gets one. I don't know.
I mean,
but
if they're doing a lot, like shit, if they took the offensive line and made them like the guys,
yeah,
I would change my feeling. But again, what they're gonna do is they're gonna take these guys and they're just gonna fucking re-release this. I feel like they're gonna re-release the same guys, and it's
yeah,
just like another moment of like, I mean, like the Jaguars. Do we need another Josh Allen? No. It's like
right, yeah,
he's a baller, but we don't need more of these guys. It's like
right.
either
Well,
release new players.
it's yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'll be interested to see because there is a crafting challenge that goes with it. So it's like they're already. I feel like it's like they're already anticipating what you're saying and creating a crafting challenge for to earn something different. And so it'll burn up some of the supply right away. It's like immediate burn of the supply as soon as it gets released. So
I
I think they're kind of. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like right now
Mhm.
things have been good. I feel like they've done well. They've been burning stuff up. I feel like they've been lessening the pool. I feel like the
Mhm.
prices are going up. As a collector, somebody who's collecting this stuff, I
Yeah.
feel like they're tightening like everything down. And right now, I feel like they're just taking a piss on that. Like they tightened it all down and brought it all back in, and now they're just gonna piss on it and put out. Again, I don't see the logic in like what they're doing. Again, if they had a bunch of people who wanted in on the product and just couldn't get these moments, then I would say, okay. But if people just want a
It's for the
CJ,
kids, man. It's for the kids.
if it was for the kids, I would say just let them buy the commons because the commons are dirt cheap. And again,
But that's what this is. This is, I mean, again, these are the whole idea behind these moments is they're supposed to be cheap and accessible for people
for who?
who want for the kids, for people who want.
You keep saying the kids, but you're fucking full of shit.
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't know. The kids, the people. Like, look, like there are people who want to get into this product but don't have a ton of money, and that's the idea. I think that's the idea behind commons.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, listen, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm so wrong. I hope I can look back on this and be like, damn, you were wrong. I hope the commons just totally rock the market and it ends up being like, whoa, that was cool.
What's
Maybe
rock the market? Stay at $2 because I mean that's
no,
what they cost. Like it's not, it's
listen, again, I hope they like maybe they're going to add some gamification to the whole thing, and maybe I'm
yeah,
going to look back on this and be like, okay, they knew what they were doing. It's just at first glance, this fucking pisses me off.
yeah.
It basically makes me think that like they don't care about, like if you cared about collectors,
Mm-hmm.
why would a collector want a bunch of $2 moments if it's the same players again and again and again? Why? It just seems like they're trying
Well,
to
again, because it's a collector who doesn't have tons of money and who wants to, you know, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but
yeah,
that's I think again the whole idea was like here's the thing, it's I hear what you're saying, but at least they had the sense to rein it in, and they're limiting these moments to 3,000. We may not even see like I don't think they're saying that we may not even see 3,000. I think this is testing the waters. There's going to be 500 packs of each team, which means maybe what 250 of each player. So this is really going to just test the water and see what happens with these 10 teams. I feel like this is a better idea than just releasing the whole thing. They're going to test the
I mean,
waters,
yeah, I
see
mean,
how it goes.
of course.
And if what you say happens, then they're going to probably pull back and we may never see any more comments. Like that may just be it. This is a test as far as I'm concerned. Like this is them testing the waters on the commons. They've already adjusted mid-season. Like these were supposed to be unlimited moments that you were supposed to be able to mint unlimited. They didn't even announce that shit. It just showed up and they're like, oh yeah, commons limited to 3,000.
Yeah.
What? When did they never announced that? Like that was never announced. That this
right.
This release is the announcement of them reducing the common from unlimited to 3,000. Right. That shit never got talked about.
The only thing that can make this right is if they release players that don't have moments. If they release guys that like, again, I'm going to use the Jags because if it's like the Devin Lloyds, if it's like the guys that don't have,
it's not. It's going to be like, because first of all, the whole thing they're advertising here is that when you buy a pack, you're guaranteed a team star. Like that's the whole idea behind these packs. So I'm sorry, but if you buy a Jags pack, you're going to get an ETN, a Calvin Ridley, but here's what I'm saying. Like, I
Yeah.
know what you're saying, but like the cheapest Calvin Ridley right now is what, $50?
So what?
Well, so what to you? Because you've got $50 to drop on Calvin Ridley, but there's some guy over there who can't afford $50 for a Calvin Ridley digital moment, but he can
Dude,
afford $2.
if you don't have $50 for a Calvin Ridley, like don't buy NFTs. Like, I mean, again, like
I
again, if there was
understand, but
people,
go ahead.
if people were trying to get into the product and they were just like, I can't afford it, I can't afford it. If that was
Mhm.
like a thing, I've never seen anybody like discussing that. I never see that on like,
Yeah.
I
I,
don't see that.
I
Like
think
I
here
think
we
it's,
talked
let
about
me
this
just finish.
before.
There's
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
certain players.
Yep.
There's certain players that, like, again, do a draw it up of CJ Stroud, Ridley. Instead, they keep doing Derrick Henry's over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
They do Keenan Allen's again and again and again. Just use the draw it up to supplement the people that need cheaper moments.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I agree. I mean, look, we were both against the whole idea of commons, but
Yeah.
it's the inevitability of them have hit, and so it's
Yeah.
how can you make them better? So I agree with you. Like we talked about this, and I agree. They should have just done like an uncommon Calvin Ridley, and et cetera, et cetera. They didn't do that. That's the way she goes, boys. Like,
Yep.
fine. So I guess what I'm saying is that the idea here is that I think what they're thinking is that they need to get more asses in the seats. And so that's the idea behind common moments, is that we're moving away from these being NFTs to these being digital football cards. I think that is the narrative
Okay.
here, is that because here's the thing. And if you want to go buy right now, if you go down to your local card shop and you want to buy a Calvin Ridley card, you can get one for, $1 or $2
Sure.
or $3, because he's, it's not his rookie. It's just a normal, regular old Calvin Ridley. Doesn't have a piece of his jersey, none of that. So they're creating that price point of a Calvin Ridley for collectors. And I'm not here to say what's right, wrong, or better. I'm just saying like that, like I'm just seeing how they're doing this, right? And that's what I'm saying.
But couldn't, like, based on that though,
yeah,
couldn't you just create a common pack that has and pick and choose the guys that need it? Like, again, like you said, there's going to be an ETN, there's going to be a Trayvon Walker, there's going to be another.
I don't actually. Well, first of all, we don't know what there's going to be.
You don't know what there's going to be, but what I'm saying is, like, again, if they were very selective in who they chose,
I think they are going to be selective. I don't think we're going to see.
So,
like,
give me a team and tell me who they're going to choose. I mean, you tell me they're not going to put in another Mahomes.
Well, the Chiefs aren't part of this, but let's stick with the Jaguars. So,
okay.
I'm saying with the Jaguars, they probably pick Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
Calvin Ridley.
Sure.
And I'm trying to think who's another offensive. I guess
ETN would probably be one.
Yeah, maybe ETN on ETN. And then I would say,
how many are coming out per 5?
I don't know. They didn't say.
Okay.
I don't believe they said. If they did, I didn't catch it. So I'm looking right now to double check, but Foye, I know he just had to draw it up or whatever, like a challenge for him, but I would think he would be one that would have one.
I mean, I can just tell you, every single Jaguars defensive player is, I believe, $5 or under. So
for their uncommons or what?
Yeah, like there's not, like, whether you, I mean, again, you take the Jaguars and it's like Foye, Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker. You want to get any of those? It's like basically $2-3. Like the Foye, when he's a Falcon, the debut is like bouncing between $4 and $5.
I thought it went up because of the craft. It's like 5-6, but yeah, same thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
My point is this is like another Trevor Lawrence. You can get, there's a 10,000 release of Trevor Lawrence, $3 right now.
Totally understand. But what I'm saying is you have to look at it again.
So it's all for Calvin Ridley. It's all for Calvin Ridley.
I'm just saying, no, it's from a football card standpoint. So
I know where you're going with this.
Every year they release
I know.
a Trevor Lawrence, and it's not worth as much as his rookie card. And that's just the way it is. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I remember
every year,
to click.
And every year you get a bunch of kids and a bunch of people that buy packs and they buy up all the stock. That's not the case here.
Again, I am telling you, they're dropping 500 packs per team.
Yeah.
There's 10 teams, so it's 5,000 packs. 5,000 packs, $4 a pack. They will sell out.
Yes.
Now,
And now there will be like probably hundreds of dollar moments. And therefore it'll spill into the series 1, the series 2, and you'll start to see all the ones that have been holding on between
yeah.
$1 and $2 are all gonna, who cares now?
Yeah, I mean, you could be right. It could bring from the $2 to the $1 as a, like, for me personally as a collector, great. Like, I like if I can get series $1 moments that I don't have to compete with Lumberjack for, like, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying in the sense of, but I mean, was this inevitable anyway? I mean, was this?
No, it was not. Just
You
like you
think?
said, they said they
Yeah,
were going to do unlimited and they changed it.
right.
This isn't it. I mean, you can't blame this on a money grab because it's not a money grab. This
No,
is just stupidity. I can't think of like, again, you could comb through all the moments. You could say, okay, we need another, like, what is it? Tank. What's his name?
Tank Dell
Tank Dell. You
or
could be like,
Bigsby from the Jags.
no, Tank Dell. You need, what's his name from CJ Stroud. You need Calvin Ridley. You could go through and probably pick like maybe like 30, 35 players and
Yep.
say, okay, this is going to be like the common release of some of these guys. We know they're higher in price, and we want to give them a chance at a more affordable person or more affordable moment of these guys that are higher.
The Texans need a release for Noah Brown. He doesn't have a moment. He's been balling his ass off.
Okay.
I mean, there are some players out there. I don't know who they're going to release. As far as I know, there has not been a pack list released.
Sure. I
So
guess, I mean,
a lot
again,
of it has to do with who the players are. But the fact that I'm reading here that like it guarantees you to pull stars from the team featured tells me it's not going to be a bunch of known. You're not going to get a bunch of like lineman deep cuts from the
Right.
players here. You're going to be getting people
you're just getting more of the same, and it's like this is where I feel like, again, where we're at with this product, it's not the time for this. This is something you do if like all of a sudden you got like, let's say we were at like, it used to be like 83,000 users. I don't even know what it is right now. But if you saw like a bump from 83,000 to like maybe 120,000 users, I'd say, okay, maybe.
Well, we're not. I mean, there may be 83,000 people who hold moments, but I'd say active users probably around 10,000, maybe 6.
Right.
Somewhere in the 6 to 10 range.
I feel like if anything, like there was a higher number and now it's dipped way down. Again, this is.
I don't. Not this year. I don't think that we've like lost a huge amount of people this year. I think there's been some
between
people
last year to this year.
Yeah. I mean, look, but first of all, people have been getting out of NFTs altogether. So
right, but again, it's like if you're in this product and your value of your moments drops down further, does that make you want to stay in or get out?
Of course not. Of course, people look. No one wants to buy something and watch the value of it go down.
Right. So that's what I look at this and say, why?
I mean, because otherwise it's stale. I mean, they're trying to keep it fresh. They're trying to keep people engaged because here's the thing. Whether you like it or not, there are people who like the fact that there's a legendary, like you watch tomorrow.
Yeah, I know what
first
they're going
to say. Yeah, those people are going to, every pack will sell out. And what Aldi needs to understand.
Just sell blank packs and why don't they just sell like empty packs?
Because they'll burn them in a crafting challenge. But my point is that they're trying to keep people engaged, and right now they know that that their audience likes to fucking gamble. There are a shit ton of degenerates out there who love the product and are fucking gambling degenerates.
Then what they need to do is they need to do a challenge where you have to like essentially bet a moment. Like you put a moment on the table, you could lose the moment if you don't get the question right. If people like to gamble, like that's how you do it. You say, okay, well, we're going to give.
That's not how people like to do it. No, people don't want to. No,
but you have to wave the.
You're missing. No. You're missing how people like to gamble. They don't want to put the value on the table and lose it. They want to put something on the table and have a much larger prize available to them. And it's not that they're giving up a good moment to get a better moment. They want to say, I want to rip up. They want to have the feeling of I rip a pack and was I the lucky one who
Okay.
got like it's dude, go look at YouTube and look at the fucking millions of views on these blind box openings.
I know.
That is what people want. It's every one of these Texans packs is a blind pack to possibly get the Lego CJ Stroud. And that's the fucking high. Like it's the rip, flip, fuck. Rip, flip. Oh, I got CJ Stroud. I'm gonna go fucking tell everybody. Like
Right.
that's the high that people are chasing right now.
So if you're chasing that high, then what they should do is, like you said, like if a guy like Noah Brown doesn't have a moment, put people like that in there, for crying out loud.
No, I agree, and I'm hoping that they do. But at the same time, they're going to have to put big names in there of the commons too, because otherwise, it's like because there are people out there like you and I are true football fans where we're like, hey, I would live with I would like a Noah Brown moment. I mean, you could throw in an O lineman moment, and I would still be like cool with it. I'm an old school collector mentality like that.
Yeah,
but that's not how everybody else is.
Some people just, I understand that.
So
I understand that, but I don't see anybody going like nuts over the fact that like imagine that you get a pack and you get like, again, like if you get Trevor Lawrence and Trayvon Walker and you're going to be like, wow, they're going to be worth $1. Like the first thing they're going to do is they're going to be like, damn, I didn't get what I wanted. Yeah. Listed for $1. And then it just sits.
Yeah, totally. They're going to, we'll see what happens. Remember, these are the ones that you can supposedly, now I don't know if they threw this whole thing away, but these are the ones where you can like take two, combine them and make a different badge color. Remember, these are the ones that you're supposed to be able to like combine and like,
are they like merge Voltron together or something?
Yeah, something like that. Basically, like, you take like 2 or 4, of the base ones, and then they become like a green. And then you take 2 greens and you put them together and they become a blue. And you put 2 blues together and they like. So I don't know if they did away with that or if that's still there, but like there's gonna be something there, and I'm telling you right now, there will be challenges where it'll be like submit a gold, moment or something like that. So they'll find ways to burn through the supply. Especially if they keep that.
I guess I kind of get to a spot where I'm just like, well, what's the point of this? It's like,
what's the point? Because right now what's the point is to keep the user base engaged and do it at a very cheap price point because they know that they're
disengaging with people like me. Yeah, maybe I'm like the one-off.
No. Again, I would say you're like probably 35 to 40% of the population. But I'm going to ask you this right now: are you buying any Jags packs tomorrow or not?
No, I'm not.
Bullshit.
No, I'm not. Why not? I'll just buy. Like if there's anybody I want, I'll just pick them up for $1.
Really? You're not gonna? I mean, I guess that's a good point. You can. Well, yeah. So.
Right, because I'm going to watch all the degenerates buy them. There's no point in buying it.
You're right. No, you can just buy them. But you're going to buy the Jags moments. You're just going to wait and buy them for $1 instead of $2.
I mean, if it's Trevor Lawrence and whatever again, no, I'm not going to buy him. I've already got like 3 or 4 Trevor Lawrences. But
you wouldn't want like the team set to collect it and such.
Why? What am I like?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Like, okay, let's say I get the team set right, and there's a challenge, and then I say, yeah, here it is. What are they going to give me now? Like the whole thing is they're like,
well, for the Jags, there's not.
They're just going to bring down the value of everything. So then it's like, here you go. You won the draw it up contest. Here's a draw it up that used to be worth 15, but now it's worth 10 because we keep flooding the market with moments. It's just like, I don't like, there's no long-term in this. Again, my thought is that they have to reduce and then get through these first few seasons. And then as it grows kind of, I mean, I understand like at the beginning of the season to put like what they did with the dynamics. Like I get why they did that. I wasn't exactly like 100% a fan of it, but it made sense. Like I get that they saw that there was a huge influx of people buying at the beginning of the season. That's the time to kind of like cash in a sense. And they put out like this massive pack thing and it kind of made sense. Like I look back and I'm like, okay, I can go with that.
Yeah.
But this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't.
I hear you.
It doesn't.
No, I hear you. And I mean, I guess it's very easy to shit on this right now. I agree. Like I'm just saying it's an easy target.
I don't want to shit on it. That's the whole thing.
No, I know.
I'm not
saying whether or not you want to shit on it. Right. I'm saying it's very easy to shit on it because they're an easy target right now. Like the market's there. It's not growing. So I get that. It's, I'm trying to play the optimistic side here because I feel like there's got to be at least some plan or something going on. Maybe there's not. Maybe we're just fooling ourselves and we should have cashed out a year ago. But I don't know. I just think that there is. I just feel like this is one of those things where it's like, it's football's too popular. Collecting cards, that whole mentality is too popular that even despite All Day's best efforts, even if they are fucking it up, it's still too strong of a concept that they can't fuck it up that far beyond repair. That's my opinion.
Maybe.
So
I'm losing hope in this. Like, I mean, this is
a lot of people are for sure.
I was pretty good until this just happened, and now this is just like, I mean, I'm gonna be optimistic in the sense that I'm gonna wait and see what it is before I get too upset. But
yeah,
it's just like there's a point where I'm just like, fuck this. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'll hold on to what I got and I'll collect it and hold it, but
right.
I can't keep buying this shit if it's just like, if they're just gonna like do. I mean, if they're not gonna like, if they're not gonna get somewhat creative or do anything like inventive, then they're just. I mean,
okay. So let me ask you this then: what should they be doing then? Instead, if you're saying like don't do this, what should they be doing?
Draw it up of the people that like, again, like when the whole Puka thing came out. Yep. Instead of doing all those packs, I guess like. No, they should have done some of those packs, but they should have done those packs minus some moments. So again, people wanted to get like the what's it called, like the legendaries of those. So they should have done a pack drop on those. But I think what I was saying earlier is they need to like look at the market and say, what are people trying to get? They're trying to get. They can't get a CJ Stroud, or they can't get this, or they can't get that. Let's fill in some of the void that we've created. If we're going to test the water, let's release the 5 most popular offensive linemen as like a limited run. Like, let's call it like big man something, and just hear me out.
Okay,
hear me out, and just put out 5 offensive linemen, okay, and do a super low count, and do like a pack drop where it's like kind of hard to get in, and it's just offensive linemen. Maybe you take the 10 best and just see what happens.
Nothing.
Right. Let's say they don't. So
it would fucking bomb.
Let's say it bombs.
It will absolutely bomb.
Right. And then you make it part of the challenge.
For what though? Like, are you going to make it like so you have to buy offensive linemen to get a CJ Stroud or something? I mean, that's just okay. But that's short-sighted though, because if you make it part of, because here's what's going to happen: it's make it part of a challenge. People buy it, hold it, complete the challenge, and then flood the market, and then they're down to $1.
Again, like my whole approach to this thing would be this: is that I would make it more about collecting, and I would make it more about having sets, and I would have like the. I mean, whether you want to.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, as soon as you so fine, make it that you have to have all 10 linemen. You have all 10 linemen, you get something special. Great. Well, so what I'll say is, if you do that, people are just going to dump it. The way to do it, for what you're talking about, is to do surprise snapshots for sets and gate things like that. Now that they did some of that last year, and some people got pissed off, but man, that right there is how you fucking do it. Like, as far as I'm concerned, as a collector, like that's what you do. You snapshot and you go, hey, everybody who had launch codes 2, you just got access to XYZ. And that.
I guess I wasn't going that far, but I mean, again, like I feel like they need to do things such as that. And again, they've done some things right. Like, again, like they've done some of these pop-up playbooks. Great job. But again, it's just,
I mean, they just did a challenge now too, where it was like all the new, the 4th drop of the dynamics came out. And it was like, if you collected all the rares of all 20, you got a share of $5,000. If you got, and like, what was it, like 60 something people did it, like a good number of people did it, or 50 something or whatever. And everybody got a decent chunk of money. And if you collected all the legendaries, you got a share of $10,000. And, a few people did that and they got their chunk of money or whatever. Like, to me, like that, it's like, that's cool. Like, I like that, but it didn't incentivize anybody to keep anything. So like, that's great. But what I like is people bitch about like, oh, you didn't give us any time to figure it out. Well, fuck that. Just collect shit then. Like, stop being a bitch collect things, hang on to them, and then just get rewarded for that. That's my opinion. Like, again, now, like, I know that, like, that's just
the whole
my
thing is
one person.
we're both collectors, and we're coming at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
So it's like that's I mean, if you're not collecting these, I don't really know.
Well,
like,
right,
you're just a gambler. You're just a gambler then. I mean, it's like, and again, if you're all day, you got to look at them and you got to say, yes, they're helping fund what we're doing and they need to be part of this, but they're fair weather. They're going to be gone. They're going to, like, as soon as they find another high, they're out of here.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, when they made football cards and baseball cards, they didn't make them for gamblers. They just made them for
but they also didn't make them for rewards, right? So it's like that's the thing that people forget is, like, everybody wants all this utility from these things. We used to collect football cards and there was fucking no utility. Like, you just collected football cards and you just looked at them and you just fucking put them in vinyl pages and you bought and sold them because of who they were. That was it. Now, I'm not saying that that's where we have to stay, but it's like but this whole idea that, like, oh, I own this, it needs to do something for me. It's like, I mean, we sat around for years with these things that did nothing for us and we were just fine with that. So again, like I'm saying, like, hey, they should be doing, these things to reward you for collecting sets and blah, blah, blah. Well, the counter argument is that just rewards the people who have money and who buy everything and such, versus, like, like, where's, like, you have to give incentive for people who are new, who've only got 20. Okay, but that's what these $4 fucking packs do, dude.
What about what about all the, like, the rookie playbooks that they do? I mean, you could literally have, like, a tampon and a rubber band and get the rewards for those. I mean,
I know, but what's the reward from the rookie playbook? It's like another common moment. It's not anything good.
Well, I mean, what is it supposed to be?
I'm not saying it is, but what I'm saying is, I'm circling back to the $4 pack here, and I'm saying this is, if you have 35 moments in your collection, okay, and it's worth $120, which is, I know, way too high for 30 moments, but let's just say it is.
Okay.
This is your chance to throw $20 down, buy 5 packs from a team you like, and maybe you're the guy who, maybe you don't even land the legendary. Maybe you just land a dynamic rare. Well, great. Now you just leveled yourself up. Now you got a rare. Now you're kind of interested in that shit. So it's like they're trying to reward different levels of collectors and make things accessible for everybody.
Yeah.
But we'll see at what cost.
Yeah.
So look, obviously you and I have, like, strong opinions about this. I'd love to hear what other people's opinions are.
Yes.
That's what the comment section below is for.
Right.
Fucking like and subscribe this shit. They were just handing out Dapper to a bunch of people who were, like, supporting the community. We didn't get any Dapper, did we? We I guess we're not quite there yet. So we need to get the word out. We need to fucking get this thing amped up. So we got to get going, because that's we're not, apparently there's other more privileged ways to follow along, but we're
because we're telling it like it is.
Yeah, well, that's part of it too. And you do kind of swear a lot. Maybe that's not maybe you're a little too blue for the folks over at Dapper Labs. But nonetheless, tell us what your thoughts are around the commons being released. Are you excited? Are you not? Are you going to buy these packs? Are you just buying them to try to fucking get CJ Stroud?
Like, are you just buying them so I can buy them? I don't know.
Or are you just buying them to flip to Ryan for $1 tomorrow? So we'll be back to talk about how this all shakes out, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of hot takes.
Yeah.
So enjoy your food and your family this weekend.
Yes.
Be safe
Happy
out
Thanksgiving.
there.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next one, everybody.